Chasing the Sun by Dossier. If you want to be reminded of the hot weather, summertime, perhaps even an exotic summer vacation, of course, this is the fragrance that's going to help you achieve that. A lot of times when I see fragrances containing such a note breakdown, I think to myself, it could be a hit or a miss. This is an original creation. It is incredibly affordable. And this is the type of fragrance that I would personally wear when I want to be reminded of the types of fragrances and the vibes that come with spending time in the summer. And this is an awesome fragrance. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on it very soon, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on this original creation from the brand Dossier, it's called Chasing the Sun. And of course, for those of you who aren't familiar, Dossier makes their own impression of more popular designer or niche fragrances. However, they get across with selling them for a really good price, really inexpensive, really affordable as well. But before I dive into the video, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really, really mean a lot to me. So you have to listen to this note breakdown. And of course, with a lot of these notes that I initially read, I knew I was dealing with a summer ready perfume. So we have coconut, just the way it starts off. Coconut, warm sand accord, bergamot, plum. Okay, not too sure about the plum. In the mid, orange flower, ylang-ylang, tuberose. Once you start getting some of these exotic floral ingredients into play, you know it's going to lean in the direction of it being like a tropical perfume. Jasmine, sambac, and then in the base you have warm musks, vanilla, benzoin, myrrh, and patchouli. And I love that there is a deviation between the original creations and the inspirations, because with the inspirations, they're just focusing on the ingredients, right? So they'll call it like woody raspberry or something along those lines. This one is Chasing the Sun. I do have to mention, I know they're running a lot of deals given the time of the year that we're currently in, and they do have deals up to 50% off. So if you're interested in picking up any Dossier, now is the time to do it. And if you think, hey, I've been wanting to purchase this, I know right now they're doing up to 50% off. Inevitably, there's going to be a cutoff. So I'm going to link the website down below. So please make sure to check it out, especially if you're interested in getting these prices in, locking them in for a good deal before they go back up. So Chasing the Sun is one that I would totally recommend as an original creation, especially if you're a fan of coconut, ylang-ylang, warm, musky, tropical smelling perfumes. It's the way to go. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you about the smell in just a second. Let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. So right in the opening of this fragrance, and I'm actually wearing it today, so I don't have a test strip with me. This is a very warm, cozy, tropical vacation type of a perfume. So there's going to be a nice bit of coconut. So it opens up very creamy and very lactonic, and the coconut presence is absolutely unforgettable. It's such a delicious fragrance. It's not sweet. I know there's vanilla in the dry down, but I think on account of the preponderance of the floral ingredients, which by the way is being led by the ylang-ylang, secondary to that is probably going to be the orange blossom. And I say that because there's a citrusy element in here, which I would imagine coupling the orange blossom with the bergamot, it's going to give it a pretty noticeable citrusy tone. Once it starts to dry down, you'll get more of that vanilla, which I think creates a nice bridge to sort of combine the sweetness that you'll get from the coconut and then that sweetness that is coming from the vanilla as well. But ultimately, this is a beautiful coconutty, floral, tropical, warm type of a perfume. And I keep using warm as an adjective here. I don't know if I'm saying that because this one is called Chasing the Sun. And of course, you think of sun, you think of a warm sand accord, and you're totally getting that from this fragrance. Now, there is one thing inevitably that I do have to mention, and it is, one might ask, does this one smell anything like suntan lotion or sunblock? And yes, it kind of does, right? So if you have an element of nostalgia tied into that smell, if you like that smell, if you like just being transported to maybe being on the beach or being in the middle of summer. And I also love that this fragrance does it differently from other fragrances that have kind of utilized that suntan lotion vibe. This one is more in the vein of a floral fragrance, right? So the coconut is there, but I think all of these floral ingredients make it a bit more relaxing, where you're not necessarily sitting in a reclining chair on the beach. You're more sitting on the balcony in a villa, let's say, overlooking the beach. I hope that makes sense. And you have the zest from the orange blossoms and that beautiful redolent aroma just carried through that summer breeze. It's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Great to gift, great to purchase for yourself as well. Of course, it's all going to be up to you. So an amazing original creation. And once again, make sure to lock in those deals up to 50% off. You don't even have to buy this one. If you like one of their other alternatives, maybe if they have an alternative for another really popular designer or niche fragrance that you've been eyeing, by all means, check that one out. But thank you so much for watching. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, I do have to mention that this one is fairly unique. Yes, it does have a suntan lotion vibe, and a lot of other perfumes out there also employ a similar vibe. This one, however, more of the orange blossom, more of the florals, the tuberose that's in here. So this one kind of gives it a more elevated, more upscale vibe, rather than, you know, I just sprayed myself with copper tone type of a vibe. I hope that makes sense. Longevity on this one is about 7 hours on skin. Projection, a little bit beyond an arm's length for the first hour of application. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 4.5 or 5, a skin scent right around hour 7. In terms of the versatility, perfectly unisex, although I can see some ladies arguing that this one is feminine leaning, so I leave that up to you to decide, but I think it's all subjective, and it's all, as long as it caters to your personal taste and you love wearing it, that need be the only prerequisite for whether or not you decide to wear something. And I think this one is great for the summertime, spring and summer. Of course, the name of the perfume is Chasing the Sun. And I think this one is more casual than it is formal. As far as the presentation is concerned, I love that the originals have the sort of red box versus the beige box that the inspirations come in. It just helps to kind of make that change or that classification in one's mind. My final verdict on this fragrance is, it's an amazing fragrance. If you're looking for something with coconut and tuberose and ylang-ylang, and it's just a very bright, citrusy, sunny, cheerful fragrance, Chasing the Sun by Dossier is a wonderful original creation that I think you should check out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you took something of value from today's episode, and if you did, please do consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. So thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode.